Hello there, folks. I hope you're all well and ready for a brand new day filled with zesty news updates. Strap yourself in because these headlines might just give you the jolt you need to replace that morning coffee. Starting off with Apple, get your piggy banks ready because they've reportedly prepared to unveil their next iPhone in mid-September. Friends, we've had more iPhones in the past years than I've had hot dinners, but who's counting, right? Speaking of counting, total bank card balances shot up $45 billion in the second quarter of 2023, says a new report from the New York Fed. If you happen to love numbers that make you sweat nervously, you'll definitely get a kick out of that one. Next up, I hope you don't mind the heat because there's some sizzling news from the tech world. You know that Instagram logo we've all grown to love or hate? Well, they decided to drop the blue birdie and replace it with a black and white X. Rumor has it, they'd introduce a purple triangle next week for some variety. Meanwhile, Disney is on a roll. They just worked out a licensing deal for ESPN and gambling and raked in a couple of billion. It's the classic Gambit Disney style. In other related news, streaming customers will soon be able to bundle ad-free Disney Plus and Hulu. And thank God, because honestly, who's got time to juggle apps? Over at Louisiana, a federal appeals court is debating whether to lift the order limiting the Biden administration's ability to communicate with social media companies about moderating info they deem harmful or misleading. In simpler terms, the government might soon be sliding into big tech's DMs to keep the peace online. And who thought we'd see the day, huh? To simmer things down a bit, let's discuss something sweeter like wine? Apparently, wine clubs and subscriptions are gearing up to be the next big thing for the wine connoisseurs in 2023. So don't worry about building that wine cellar just yet. Just make sure your front door is wide enough for all those delivery boxes. And finally, the question on everyone's mind, does the color of noise really matter? The answer is, it absolutely does. Don't be confused. I'm talking about the different sound waves emitted by different colors of noise. And if you, like me, thought Color of Noise was a rock band from the mid-90s, well, guess we're both learning something new today. That's your news tickle for today. Remember, folks, in a world full of confusing headlines, always look out for the one that makes you chuckle. Because a day without laughter is like watching a movie on mute. You might get the gist, but you're missing out on all the good lines. Day. Remember, even though technology is ever evolving, your coffee maker still doesn't understand why it can't connect to the internet. Until next time, remember the power button is not a self-destruct button. It just feels like it. Keep it nerdy, tech heads.